Hi, I'm Linda Anderson from Anderson Elder Law, and I want to talk briefly about Medicare and long-term care. It's important to know that Medicare is not the same as Medicaid. Many families believe that Medicare, which is insurance for those that are age 65 or older, or who are perhaps determined to be disabled under Social Security rules, and after 2 years they are then able to enroll in Medicare. But this insurance product is not meant to be a safety net for long-term care. So many families do not find this out until somebody's actually had an acute event, and then all of a sudden realizing that Medicare has very little to do with financing perhaps a skilled nursing facility level care. So when we think about making sure that we maximize Medicare to get the important benefits from Medicare for long-term care services, there are a couple issues that come to the forefront time and time again. The first one is called observation status, so that when a Medicare enrollee is actually at a hospital, they're in the hospital, seeing the doctors, getting tests and evaluations, but many times not recognizing that they're not in fact admitted to the hospital and rather are under observation status. Why do we care about this? Well, as someone who receives Medicare insurance benefits, if you're actually admitted to the hospital, your Part A Medicare, which is very comprehensive and doesn't have a lot of cost sharing, will be covering the stay. But if you're not and you're in observation status, then the other parts of Medicare, which could be Part B and Part D, are actually providing your insurance coverage, which does have some more cost sharing and actually possible other costs. That's not the only problem that we see when we have somebody in observational status. If they're actually never admitted and don't actually meet the requirements of the 3-day stay under Medicare coverage, when and if they transition to a skilled nursing facility, they're not financially qualified to receive the 100 days under Medicare for the rehab benefit. Said another way, sometimes at the end of a hospital stay, someone is just not appropriate to go home. But if they go to a skilled nursing facility, Medicare has a benefit where you can get up to 100 days of care. But if you have not been in the hospital, admitted in the hospital for 3 days, you are not going to qualify. So if you're in the hospital and you're finding out that in fact you are only under observation, what can you do? Your family doctor may be able to sort of help explain why, in fact, you are admitted and that you do not need further evaluation to determine if you need treatment, but in fact, the treatments that are related to the known and existing problems are important. There has been a recent development that, ordinarily you cannot appeal a decision whether you're admitted or not or under observational status. If, however, during your stay you started out as admitted and they changed it to be retroactively under observation, there are some new appeal rights. In terms of further resources on this, there's the Center for Medicare Advocacy. They do a wonderful job in having a toolkit for observational status. One of the second things that happens is under Medicare and getting long-term care is that if you're in a skilled nursing facility and you did have your 3 days, you may often find that at day 20, you'll be told that you or your loved one has actually plateaued and now is not able to get an additional benefit for the rehab. What we would want to make sure is that you are aware that there are appeal rights under this. And again, the Center for Medicare Advocacy has a wonderful toolkit. And so under their work, they've actually maintained a class action lawsuit and had CMS, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, develop some wonderful educational content for providers so that it's well known and the law explains that this important 100 days is not only to improve someone's condition, but it's also important to maintain somebody's condition and that there's no expectation or no requirement that somebody actually improve. So again, Medicare can have important benefits, but they will not be paying for the long-term care for a chronic illness. But the things that are absolutely covered, you need to know when and how to advocate. So please use those resources. I look forward to talking to you if you need further help.